What's up guys, it's DDR Freak, the Ginger Beard Man. Got another great video for you today. Now if you know me, you know that the one thing I love just as much as rhythm games is arcade light gun shooters. And today I got a fun one to talk about. We're gonna take aim at Resident Evil Dead Aim.
Why you American spies choose to use such ugly guns is still a mystery to me. Morpheus.
If that cheap cologne you're wearing is going to your head, what do you plan to do with the T-virus?
I'm afraid that's all the playtime we'll have for today. You die. Now.
Over in Japan, it's known as Gun Survivor 4 Biohazard Heroes Never Die. Good luck saying that 3 times fast. It's part of a whole series of games that Capcom created for use with the Namco GunCon on PS1 and GunCon 2 on PS2. The first game, Resident Evil Survivor, is actually worse in the US because they removed the GunCon integration. The game came out in 2000, shortly after the Columbine incident, and there were concerns about gun games back then. Politics. Anyways, there's a couple of other games in this series that I'll probably wind up making reviews about because they sound pretty interesting. Resident Evil Dead Aim is set in 2002, 4 years after the Raccoon City incident. An ocean liner, the Spencer Rain, has fallen to a T-virus outbreak thanks to a Morpheus Duval. He's a former employee of Umbrella Corporation and is threatening to launch ballistic missiles loaded with the T-virus. So you play as generic government agent number 230, Bruce McGivern. That's his name. Yeah. Along with Fong Ling of the Chinese government, the two of you must stop Morpheus no matter what it takes. The game starts on a luxury cruise liner owned by Umbrella Corporation, and then moves to an Umbrella waste disposal facility before finally culminating in Duval's base underwater. The locations are dark, foreboding, and just the right amount of creepy around the corner. The Gun Survivor games are famous for being that hybrid arcade shooter alongside traditional FPS movement. Dead Aim, on the other hand, puts you in a third-person perspective until you need to shoot. Then it shifts to first person. You'll use the D-pad on the GunCon 2 to move, then aim on screen to shoot. You can also move while aiming, though that's a little tricky to pull off well. Some of the boss fights can get super intense just because you have to run like hell, find a place to stop and aim, and then pop off the shots, and then start running again. It's cool, but it can get a little bit dicey at times. And then, of course, you have moments like these where you position yourself just right and the zombies can't get to you. So you have all the time in the world to line up your shots and pop them right in the brains, which is great for saving ammo, but to be honest, you really don't have to worry about that as much. Every save room has a bunch of handgun ammo and will always replenish itself every time you leave and come back. So there's not really as much of a concern about conserving ammo as there is using it in time for the next save room. And when you pick up other weapons like the grenade launcher or the assault rifle or the shotgun, you have to balance how much ammo for each weapon you're going to carry, because you only have 6 slots for ammunition. That's it. If you want to pick up some shotgun shells and you have 6 boxes of handgun bullets, you have to drop some handgun ammo to pick up those shotgun shells. It forces you to think in that regard. It's kind of cool that way, but at the same time, it's not as scary as some of the other Resident Evil games because of that. So the game captures a lot of traditional Resident Evil elements, from inventory management, picking up herbs to heal yourself, room-based puzzles, and they do it quite well, I might add. It's neat to see the technology evolve from this to what we had in Resident Evil 4 just a few years later. I mean, 4 is a phenomenal game. If you've been watching my live streams, you know that I streamed it on Twitch, Mixer, and Vim last year. We had a blast with that. Spatial awareness didn't always work out. I'll have the link right up here if you're on YouTube. I'll have it down in the description below on LBRY. That was that was special. But it's neat to see how we've gone from, the traditional Resident Evil from 1, 2, and 3 on the PS1 to the Gun Survivor games to Resident Evil 4, and there's that growth along the way. It's cool. It's neat. I wish we had more games like this compared to Resident Evil 5 and 6, because let's be honest, those games were terrible. And I love Resident Evil. I really do. So to see those games just get shafted like that, when you got content like this, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. when the game came out, it was met with mixed reviews. The movement plus gunplay is a neat trick, but GameSpot was pretty much spot on with their assessment. It's not the best Resident Evil game, and it isn't a stellar light gun game, but Dead Aim creates an interesting, unique hybrid of the two, and that is a commendable feat. And honestly, that's a fair assessment. The game is ambitious, it does some things right, others not so much, but overall it's a fun game and it's worth checking out, especially if you got a setup like mine. Now if you'll excuse me, I got some zombies to go kill over here. Die. Stay down. There we go. But you're still alive? Alright, then you go down. You dead? You dead? Good. That's all of them. And that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching. This video will be going up on LBRY first, then on YouTube, and I'll have links to both platforms on either site. I always stream Thursday nights at about 8 p.m. Eastern, give or take. Some days it's a little tough getting the kid to bed. You know how it goes. But I'll have links down below for all of that. As always, I'm DDR Freak, the Ginger Beard Man. See you next time. Have a good one. He came up and bit me! He wasn't dead! Son of a bitch!